Spotify Wrapped may seem like a harmless trip down your musical memory lane, but behind the catchy beats and personalized playlists, there's a creepy truth. In the past year alone, Spotify's data tracking surged by 87%, revealing just how much this tech giant wants to know about us. In this video, we will reveal a story where the line between enjoying music and invading our privacy gets fuzzy, investigating Wrapped's origins, its shady policies, and just how harmful Spotify can be to listeners and artists alike. Now, let's start from the beginning. Digital music streaming has become the primary means of music consumption all over the world. In the UK alone, there was a whopping 39 million monthly active users of music streaming services in 2021, and Spotify is the leading force of the streaming world, grabbing a chunk between 50 and 60% of the whole market. Let's rewind a bit to the birth of Spotify. One of the founders, Daniel Ek, was sick of the illegal music download scene and wanted to create a legitimate platform for people to get their music fixed. Joined by Martin Lorentzen, they teamed up to make it happen. Founded in 2006 in Stockholm, Sweden, Spotify was their answer to the music piracy mess. 2 years later, it was live and kicking, offering free tunes with ads, hoping people would upgrade to the £10 a month ad-free deal. Now, why is Spotify such a big deal? It flipped the music industry on its head. The old school way of buying CDs or downloading illegally got a major shake-up. Spotify made legal streaming cool, meeting the changing tastes of music lovers. Imagine having access to millions of songs on podcasts anytime, anywhere. And they've got this fine-tuned algorithm that recommends tunes based on what you've been vibing to. Plus, curated playlists and radio stations, they've got it all. When it comes to podcasts, true crime, tech talks, you name it, they've got it. In fact, they've been investing heavily in podcast content, making Gimlet Media and Parcast, and even dropping over $100 million for a multi-year deal with the Joe Rogan Experience. Now let's talk about the genius move, Spotify Wrapped. It kicked off in 2015 as your year in music. It's like a virtual time machine for your tunes, showing your top music and artists in a fun slideshow with all the juicy stats about your listening habits. It gives a report each early December based on your music consumption in the past year. Spotify amped it up over time, making it more interactive and personalized. In 2022, Wrapped took a step further, categorizing users into 16 listening personalities based on their streamed music and other factors. It even integrated with WhatsApp and Roblox to reach more people. It's not just about the data, it's about how Spotify personalizes and presents it to you, making you the main character in your music story. And the genius doesn't stop there. When you get your Wrapped report, it's not just data, it's packaged and easily shareable. Spotify claims you can gaze into your vibrant audio kaleidoscope and show it off to the world. With its immersive display of stats and shareable graphics, Wrapped can be posted on social media in seconds, letting your followers know what you've been jamming to all year. That's how Spotify has created a trend with Wrapped. In 2021 alone, users shared their Spotify Wrapped a whopping 60 million times. And hey, that number doesn't even include all those screenshots people love posting on social media. Now, you might be wondering, why is this Wrapped feature such a big deal? Well, it turns out it's a strategic move by Spotify to rope in new users and score some organic growth. According to MoEngage, a market analytics firm, Wrapped boosted Spotify's new installs. In the first week of December 2022, their mobile app downloads shot up by a cool 21%. Back in 2017, only 30 million Spotify users checked out Wrapped. Fast forward to last year and that number skyrocketed to over 120 million, as reported by TechCrunch. So how does Spotify manage to make this an annual cultural moment that practically takes over the internet? Well, they've got this killer combination of a robust artificial intelligence system and a massive data treasure trove. They use the data not only to curate your personalized playlists, but also for some seriously personalized ads. Now, you might not think your music taste reveals much about you, but Spotify knows better. Play nursery rhymes 120 times and they might guess you're a parent. Too many sad songs? Well, maybe you're going through a tough time. It's wild, right? Spotify's ability to predict what users want is a goldmine for advertisers. It's not just about demographics, it's about knowing your moods, tastes, and habits. Spotify's not just giving you music, they're giving advertisers the key to your personalized world. While users can predict their data to some extent, privacy experts urge Spotify to do more. While other companies catch heat for snooping on users and hoarding data, Spotify manages to sidestep a lot of that criticism. Instead, people are eagerly awaiting Wrapped's annual arrival. It's a bit ironic, right? At the end of each year, we're all cheering about the fact that Spotify is low-key spying on us. What makes it even sneakier is that music is such a personal and emotional thing. The tunes we jam to are a part of who we are. Spotify turns our willingly given data into a creepy little present that plays into one of our not-so-great qualities, our narcissism. We're not just giving them our data, we're practically paying them for the privilege. And what do we do after that? We excitedly share those Spotify Wrapped graphics. It's funny because Spotify isn't the most social app, but once a year, it sneaks into the social media scene. And get this, we all do the heavy lifting for them just because they've packaged the info into a way that lets us show off. Crazy, right? Evan Greer, the head of Fight for the Future, a digital rights advocacy group, sums it up well, stating Spotify's business model is based on surveillance. Despite this, Spotify has marketed surveillance as something fun, getting people not only to participate in their own surveillance, but to celebrate and share it with the world. It's a brilliant PR gimmick that keeps us talking about Spotify for days every year. Those digital aura Polaroids are everywhere on social media today, thanks to the new age aesthetics craze. It's like a digital snack that taps into the cultural trend while giving some meaning to the chaos of how we listen to music now. But let's be real, with all these playlists and ads, we have lost the soulful connection to our music. Spotify, however, is finding ways to fabricate that connection for us now. Now, Spotify catches a lot of heat from artists and activists practically paying nothing for the music they thrive on. They are shelling out around $0.00437 per stream, which is kind of a joke and maybe should be illegal. Meanwhile, their CEO Daniel Ek is swimming in about $4 billion. Crazy, right? But not much changes because artists need the exposure Spotify provides. They struggle to be discovered without it, and listeners find them so easily there. And you can see it in how artists interact with Spotify Wrapped. They're not exactly humble when they flaunt those cool colored data spreads showing off how much people listen to them. It's like a big celebration of how the digital age and the death of capitalism are messing up the world. And we're all just marching along. But why? Well, maybe because Spotify Wrapped has turned listening to music into a competition. Fans are battling it out to prove who has the most eclectic tastes, who's listened to the most music, and who's the ultimate fanatic. A 2019 YouGov survey even found that social media often makes users feel inadequate. And here it is, making us feel bad about our music consumption, something we turn to for comfort. It seems like Spotify is tapping into this feeling of inadequacy to lure more users in. And they're not doing it with some flashy advertising campaign. They're using the power of our online friendships. Spotify is playing on the fear of missing out, or FOMO. That uneasy feeling that our friends are doing something cooler or more interesting than us. Through Wrapped, Spotify arms its users with FOMO, encouraging us to unleash it on each other in the name of fun. Now, unless we decide to completely abandon social media, which would come with its own FOMO-induced anxiety, we feel this pressure to open up our game in how we listen to music. That means going back to Spotify, exploring more types of music, or piling on more listening time for our next annual wrap-up. So as we eagerly await the next Wrapped report, perhaps it's time to harmonize our appreciation for the curated playlists with a mindful awareness of the digital footprints we leave behind. In the end, the melody of our personal stories, as told through our musical choices, intertwines with the larger narrative of technology's influence on our lives. Wrapped may be a digital extravaganza, but it also serves as a reminder that the tunes we share with the world carry more than just melodies. They echo the evolving symphony of our interconnected existence in the digital age. The seemingly harmless annual tradition, when viewed through the lens of data privacy concerns, transforms into a haunting reflection of a world where our everyday interaction is meticulously recorded, analysed, and exploited for commercial gain. As the digital era continues to shape our musical experiences, perhaps it's time to ask ourselves, is the price of a personalised playlist worth the cost of our privacy? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos like this.